How's everyone doing? So, today I'm going to talk about a certain kind of energy that's lingering around us, and this energy has been there in our life for a long time. Now, this energy can come into the form of a corporation, a job, a family, a community, anything. It's just an energy. But I'll define what it looks like. So, this is something where it acts like it's giving a lot to you but it's actually taking more from you. Now, fit however it fits into your life, but this thing takes more than it gives you. And previously, you thought you were getting something in return, but as you're going in life, you're realizing that you're giving more than you're getting back. Not just that, you have lost your self esteem, your self worth, your your mind is like doubtful, it's full of confusion, and this energy, as long as it's there, it's only going to bring that. No matter how much effort you put towards it, no matter what you do to make it better for you and for the other party, it keeps getting worse. And now you have hit a point where you don't have energy for yourself, where you feel completely depleted. You're at a breaking point that you cannot go forward with this entity. I'll give you a few examples so that it's easier to understand what I'm talking about, what kind of energy I'm talking about. For example, say this is a person that you thought was really close to you, you have been giving to them, and you thought it was going somewhere. You thought it was an equal give and take. But over the few years or however long your association with this person was, you came to realize that you were giving more and getting less. I'm not saying relationships should be only about give and take. It shouldn't be like a business. But if you're feeling emotionally, financially, however, in any fashion depleted, where you don't want to give anymore, where every time this person approaches you, you don't have the energy to respond, or every time they're around you, they bring some kind of drama, or you just don't like to be around them, but you have somehow convinced yourself that this is a good relationship, that it's going perfect, that you really love this person and they love you back. You can do this little experiment by trying to take your power away or trying to put a little boundary and see how they react. If the reaction is negative, it was never about equal give and take, it was always about taking. That's how you can test it. Do that test today. But even intuitively, you know that this is not an equal give and take. You don't feel good around them. You're always feeling depleted. That's for a person. Second example would be a corporation. Say you started out this job or this career path a long time ago. You were happy to learn. You thought after a few years you'll be perfect. You would have all the skills, knowledge, everything that's needed to get a higher salary, a higher uh, title, whatever you're looking for, whatever your goals are. But even after so many years of working hard, you are in the same boat as before. There are still more skills to learn. There is always a fight to get a comfortable salary, even for your experience, even now that you have a good level of experience. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same struggle. Every time it's a fight, and now you have hit a point where you feel depleted. You don't want to learn any more skills. You're done with this job. You don't care if your career just plummets. You have hit a point where you don't care what happens tomorrow. You absolutely don't care. And you know what? You're correct. You're correct in thinking that. Now you have hit a point where if you feel like you want to take a nap, you just take it. If you feel like taking a walk in the park, you take it. If you want to go have a lunch for, say, 1.5 hour instead of just half an hour and rushing back to work, you take it. You're going with the flow of your body. But since a long time, you have been resisting that because the system, the status quo asks you to be a certain way, to conform, to serve to the entity and not yourself. So you have become accustomed to that. But after so many years of giving yourself away to this entity, you have received nothing but depletion and you feel dead inside. That's a clear sign that this energy is only trying to take away from you while giving you pennies, very little. You are giving 8 hours of your life. That's a long amount of time to be given to something that you don't even care about. You understand what I'm saying? If you feel depleted at the end of the day, if you just want to get away from the work, the company that you are working for, then I think it's time to look for a second route or start making another plan, another exit plan to quit this place and do something better with your life because it's not going to go well for you. Once you lose your mental health, it's downward spiral. You will not be able to perform your job, you will not be able to perform anything else. So if you are at a point where you're completely depleted, where you don't want to do anything for the entity or for this person, it's a point of no return. And if you try to return, you're only going to deplete yourself further and to the point where you will have no energy for either. Now, coming to the reality of things, let's talk a little spiritually. It's you that's giving your energy, your power away to this corporation or this person. And it's you who has the power to take it right back. It'll feel like this thing will affect your root chakra, your survival, that you'll not be able to survive without that job or without this person. But trust me, you can. You can. We are hitting a point on this planet that anything that does not serve in your favor, you can get rid of it. And if you don't, you will be taken out with it. You understand what I mean? You have to, at this point, cater to yourself and be comfortable within your own being. You shouldn't be serving something that doesn't give you back. You shouldn't be serving something that's not just. You shouldn't be serving something that's taking away your life force from you. Only give to people and corporations and entities who are giving back to you and equally. If they don't, it's time to make a change. And this is happening on the whole planetary, what's the word? What could define this? It's happening on a vibrational level. So if you still decide to go along with the corporation against your own spirit, it's going to backfire. But if you quit that job, leave that person, I can assure you, you are going to flourish. It will be a struggle in the beginning. It's not easy to leave a job. There are a lot of things that are tied to it. It's not easy to leave a relationship. There's a lot that's tied to it. You have had history. There would be stuff involved. So make sure those things are taken care of. But if you are depleted, the bottom line is you have to leave. Okay, there is no going back to that relationship, otherwise, you'll be going down with that unjust person. The current energies on the planet are such that anything that does not serve you, anything that's not just and right, will go down. Look at the world leaders. Some are getting slapped, some are getting punched, and it's happening live sometimes. It's on camera. So, bad energies, bad things are going down, whether you like it or not. Same thing goes for corporations that are unjust, that are just taking advantage of their employees. Most companies are, it's profit based, but some companies do too much, especially the bigger companies. As long as you are a resource to the company, they're good. But as soon as AI takes over that department, you are just thrown out of the company, and nobody cares about your livelihood or anything else. So, yeah, think about it now. It's the time for change. And I can assure you that if you go in favor of your own self, if you take care of yourself, you will be in the flow of energy. This may feel like a daunting task, but it's doable, and you have to understand that it's you that holds the power, not the other entity that's taking advantage of. It's you. You are the one that's making that company, making that relationship work. Once you take that power back, it has nothing. It cannot do anything against you. It cannot, it was anyway not doing anything for you, but it cannot touch you negatively now. Once you take your energy out of this thing, out of this entity, corporation, the person, you will see it go down in real time. Now that you no longer feed it, you will see it go down because it always stood for negativity and toxicity. So now that all the goodness is taken out of that, it's just a blob of negativity. And anything that's negative is going down. So you will see this entity go down in real time. It'll happen. They will be having legal issues, they'll be having troubles with whatever. And no matter how big this entity is, it will be going down. But you have to take your power away, otherwise, you'll be going down with it. Okay, so that's the message for today. Please understand the power that you hold, the power of goodness that you hold, and the power of justness and standing for the rights of people, and building communities and love. Understand that these things hold power. Love is the supreme power of all, and that's what stands in the end, no matter how big these corporations, these empires look. That's the end of this video. Let me know if it made sense to you. And please trust in this message because it's happening. Please trust in it and go slow if you think that it's too much of a risk, but please go in the direction of the flow. Otherwise, there will be consequences. I hope all the best for you. Thank you so much. Bye.